So the first card you have for your past is the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so this woman's all by herself. That's what this card's about. Being happy, being by yourself, doing things just for you, and, thinking about yourself. That's all, no one else. So, okay, so I think that's what you were doing. Yeah, there's a definite feeling of being by yourself and feeling like you're by yourself. But I am getting a bit of a strange feeling around this, because it feels a little bit like you were with someone. I don't think you're with them now, but you were with this person, and I think you felt like, I may as well be by myself. I think you were with them and you felt as if you may as well be by yourself, because you felt quite alone when you were with them. You felt as if you were being ignored even. I'm getting that as well. And I don't know if you're still with them, but if you are, or if you're not, or whatever, you're by yourself in some way. You're emotionally by yourself. You're emotionally single. Whether you're with them or whether you're not, you're emotionally by yourself. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I have to be honest with this. Not everyone's going to want to hear this. If you're still with this person who, this person who makes you feel alone, you're not going to be with them forever. There's definitely a separation that's going to happen here, if that resonates with you, obviously. That's what I'm seeing. So I have to say that. So if you're already out of this situation, yeah, I'm getting a lot of talk here, a lot of talk about the past. And I think that really hurt you, all this talk about the past. Now, usually if people talk about the past, who cares, right? Who cares about talking about the past? Nobody. But it really feels like this was a problem for you, if this resonates with you, because I think maybe they were either stuck in the past or they were talking about the past all the time. Maybe this was about past relationships. They might have been talking about that. I can see why that would bother you. But yeah, they were talking about a time before you came along. So it's like before your time, if that makes sense. So, it's like they were saying all these things. Oh, in my past, this happened. I was with this ex, with this person, with these friends. We did this, we did that, and blah, blah, blah. It was so fantastic. And you're like, well, that's all before me. That all happened before me. And, I feel really isolated. I feel as if I'm excluded. I'm excluded from you. I'm excluded from your life. That they just kept on talking about the past all the time. Again, maybe this is about past relationships. Maybe they said, oh, when I was with this person, this happened. I don't know. But all about the past, whatever this was, I think it was really bothering you, really upsetting you. And I think, if you came out and said, you were silenced. Because if you said, oh, I don't want you to talk about that. That sounds a bit crazy. I don't want you to talk about the past. It sounds like you're controlling them, because people should be able to talk about whatever they want. But the way they were speaking and what they were talking about really made you feel very isolated and by yourself, like the woman on this card. So, and if you're in a relationship with someone, you should be thinking about their feelings and not wanting to hurt them, and you were hurt. So, yeah, with this exclusion, because that's what I'm getting, that's the big feeling I'm getting here, exclusion. You weren't by yourself, but you felt as if you were, because you were excluded. That's how you're feeling. There were communication problems here as well, obviously. But yeah, you felt excluded, ignored, left out, and that really hurts when that happens. And I think maybe there was a trigger for you here as well, with being excluded, because I'm seeing something maybe when you're growing up. I'm seeing a sibling problem here, siblings being not being different, getting different treatment, I think. Yeah, I think you and a sibling got different treatment and you felt excluded. So if that makes sense to you, if that resonates with you, that would have been a trigger for you from your past that made you feel the same again as you were when you were a child, maybe. But even if you didn't go through that, it's not a good way to treat someone. So yeah, I don't want to dwell on this, but if I see that, I have to talk about that. And if you're not out of this yet, you will be at some time. I'm seeing that definitely. I'm definitely seeing that. And it's a good thing. No one wants to feel like that. And if you feel alone in a relationship, you may as well be alone. And I think that's what you're feeling. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, okay, so the next card you have your past is the Eight of Wands. So yeah, moving away from this. So again, there's a separation. You're going to move away from this. And this is about fast movement. That's what this is about. Look at all these wands. They're kind of flying through the air. No one's in their way. They're getting out of the way. And I think that's what you like. I think once you make up your mind about something, you do it. But I think sometimes it takes you a while to make up your mind. And I think that's what happened here probably. You know, because I'm seeing you giving them lots and lots of chances. I'm seeing timelines. What I mean by that is something like, see if I can explain this to you. So it's like, okay, I'll wait until after this time. I'll give them an ultimatum, or I'll say, I don't want this. I don't want you to do this. And they say, okay, I won't do this, I won't say this, and I'll wait until 2 weeks, say, or a month or something. And if they haven't changed by then, that's it. And if they have, then that's good. I'll give them a second chance. But I think you gave them lots of these kind of deadlines, ultimatums, or whatever this is. And, you know, it just wasn't working. You gave them all these different chances. And I think they knew that you just keep on giving them more chances. So they just kept on doing the same thing. So I think after a while it was like, well, they're not going to change. I've given them millions and millions of chances. So I think what happened then was a big switch went off in your head. This big switch just turned on and you said, right, that's it. Enough. I can't live like this. I've got to get out of this. And I think once you realise that, once you've made up your mind, you went out of this really quickly, just like these wands. Now, that doesn't mean you weren't still thinking about them. That doesn't mean you weren't still having feelings for them. You still did, I think, and you might still have feelings for them, I think. I don't know, but or you have feelings for how or who they used to be, I should say, or who you thought they were. That's more like it, because you thought they were a certain kind of person and they turned out to be completely different to that. And you love them. That's why you gave them all these chances, but it really didn't work. So, yeah, I don't want to say a lot more about this, but yeah, summing up this card, it's that, you know, you've either gotten away from this or you've gotten away in your head and you're making plans to move away from this. So one or the other, whatever it is. Okay, so the last card you have for your past is, yeah, the Hanged Man. Okay, so I'm seeing movement here as well, even though this Hanged Man's sitting there or hanging there and he's not moving. He's the opposite of moving. But what I'm getting is you want to move, or you want to move at some time. It's like, I want to move, I really, really want to move. I want to escape, I want to get away from where I am, but I can't do that. It feels like someone's keeping you where you are, I think. I was going to say someone's holding you back, because that's what this Hanged Man's about, holding back. But I'm not getting that. It's not like someone's stopping you or holding you back or you're resentful. It's not like that. It's more like you don't want to leave someone. You don't want to be away from them, or you don't want them to be away from you. It's not a love connection, I'm not getting that, but there's a link between you and this person who you don't want to be away from. It's very, very strong. Yeah, it feels like if you leave them alone, there's this fear here that they might be influenced by someone else. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. It's like, if I go away and leave them, someone else will influence them, so I need to be there around them. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. That's just what I'm seeing. So, all I can say is you're doing the right thing by being around this person. That's what I'm getting, because I think they would do something like that. They'd go the wrong path, or they'd take the wrong path if you weren't there. Yeah, you're doing the right thing. You're absolutely doing the right thing. And there's this waiting here. So you are going to have to wait until you move, because I'm getting this thing, I want to move, but I can't. So you are going to be able to move, and I think that's going to happen probably in, say, 2 years' time, I think. Now, I know that sounds like a long, long time away, but it really, really isn't. 2 years is not a long time. So you've got 2 years, that's what I'm seeing, and then you'll be able to make this move. Now, 2 years goes so quickly. Look how fast this past year went. So really, it's not that long. And yeah, if you look at this man, I'm just going to move it up so you can see this whole man. So, you know, he's thinking, obviously, he's got this light bulb around his head. So, yeah, this is a graduation. This feels like a graduation that you're waiting for. Your graduation, or it might be someone else's. Because, yeah, you've got this thinking, which is what happens, obviously, when you're studying or learning, you're thinking. So there's light bulbs around his head. And he's staying where he is, and he's thinking until he's ready to move, or until he's able to move. So I think you might be waiting until you graduate from something, or it might be that you're waiting for this other person to graduate so that you can do your own thing and they can do their own thing. It might be that they're your child, because I wasn't getting love here. It is love, but it's more a close link, a platonic link. So they might be your child. It might be that you've got a grown-up child and you're waiting for them to graduate so that they don't fall in with the wrong people. Something like that. I don't know. Might not be that. But, you know, I think there's a message here, and that's don't stop planning. Keep on working toward what this is you want to do when you're able to move, when this is all over. Don't just sit there like this hanged man and say, oh, it's all on hold until this is over. I won't do anything. Work on this now so that you're ready for when you move. So plan this now. Yeah, I'm seeing something else here. I'm actually seeing something big coming up for you. It's something to do with work. Okay, yeah, don't stop planning, but there's a surprise opportunity that's coming up for you, and it's coming up around this move, so in these 2 years. So, yeah, I'm seeing you expecting to go one way, and you plan for that, and then you end up going another way. Yeah, it feels positive. It feels like a good thing, but it's unexpected. But don't worry about that, because it's in 2 years' time. Sorry, I know this is all in the past, and this has turned into a mess. I hope this is making sense to someone. Anyway. The first card you have for your present is the World. So yeah, freedom. This is about freedom. Look at this woman. She's naked, so she's totally free. And so, yeah, it looks like you're either free from this person in the Nine of Pentacles, or you're getting there. This card's also about, you know, it can be about graduating as well, passing through the laurel wreath, which represents victory. So passing through that. And the World card can also be about getting over one part of your life and then going to another part. So yeah, it might be a graduation, because I'm seeing that in 2 cards now. And yeah, there's a message here, and it's following on from the Nine of Pentacles, and they're right next to each other as well. If you're single, and that's what I'm seeing here, you're either getting out of this situation or you are out. The message here is, financially, you're way better being out of this, and you're way better off being by yourself. Because look at this woman in the Nine of Pentacles again. She's by herself, and she's got all this money around her. So there's money here. This feels like this might be, or it might have been, a serious relationship, maybe even a marriage, because there's money here, and it feels like there's something that's unresolved between you around money. This is really, really strange, because I was getting something like that, some battle around money with an axe in the Virgo reading. So you might be dealing with a Virgo, you might not, but maybe it's just a coincidence. But yeah, I just had to say that because I was really remembering that. But yeah, I think the big message here is, if this is you, if this resonates with you, the message I'm getting here is hold tight, hold on right now. Don't make any big decisions right now. That's the big message I'm getting there, because I think there's a temptation to take some kind of offer too soon around this thing. So it might be that you've been in negotiations around this or something, and maybe you're really tired and you just want to give up. It's like, oh, I'm sick of this going on and on and on. If anything comes, whatever it is, I'm just going to say yes because I'm so tired. Don't do that. Or it might be something like, you know, someone's trying to persuade you to sign something or say yes to something. Don't do that. So, I'm getting that all through this. Don't do this, don't do that. I know I'm saying that. But if this is you, excuse me, I'm sorry, sit on your decisions right now. Because the more patient you are and the more you concentrate on being patient, on the long game, that's where you have to concentrate on, the long game. If you do that, you'll be way, way better off in the end. So any big decisions you might be tempted to make right now, sit on them for as long as you can, at least until, say, February, March. That's what I'm picking up on. Could be any time, but that's what I'm picking up on here, so I have to say that. And follow your instincts as well, because I think someone might be trying to make you go against your instincts. Never ever do that. And if anyone's trying to get you to do something quickly around money, whatever it is, that's a sign to me usually that something's not right. So, but you know, this is the World card. This is victory. This is freedom. So the end result's really, really positive. But don't hurry this, and don't let anyone hurry you. That's what I'm seeing. And don't make any decisions based around, oh, I'm tired, I just want to get this over with. That's the absolute last thing you should do if that all resonates with you. So that's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Three of Swords, yes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this card and the Ace of Pentacles together. I know they're the opposites, they're the total opposite, but to me, they're going together in this reading, especially after what I'm seeing in the World card. So yeah, if this was a marriage, again, or a very, very long-term relationship, a long-term live-in relationship, where you had assets together, money together, or whatever, and you're going through this process of dividing things up, or whatever that is, obviously it's really, really horrible to have to go through this, because you know you probably put all the old memories, all the emotions aside, and then you have to go through this all again, and it brings it all up again for you. So if you are tempted to hurry this process up, and I can see why you would, because it's like, oh, this is so emotional, I just want to get this over with. But try not to put your emotions over logic. What I mean by that is, don't think to yourself, I'm so upset, I hate going through this, I want to not feel like this, I want to get over this feeling, so I'll just say yes to something to get over this feeling. Do not do that. I know it's not easy to go through this, but if this is you, just hold on, because if you're patient, if you look at everything with a logical eye, not an emotional eye, and a patient eye, you will get there. Things will be divided up fairly. Just like this heart's being divided up. Look at this, a division. You can't totally avoid emotion. I know you can't. Of course you can't. You know, there are going to be emotions. Look at the rain in this card. Look at the tears. But you can't let tears and emotion lead your decision making, especially around this. If you're really struggling with all of this, if you're struggling with putting your emotions aside, have a listen to, I think it's on YouTube somewhere, Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic. Read some of his meditations. They're really helpful if you want to get your emotions out of the equation and just focus on the logic. That can be really helpful. So that might help you, I don't know. I just want to put that out there in case it does. Hope it does. But you know, focus on the objective, not the subjective, not the emotions. Because in a few years' time, all the tears will be dried up, but you'll be left with the results. You'll be left with the results of this. So I just want to remind you of that. I don't want to scare you, but I want to remind you of that so you know. So keep pushing through this. Take your time. Don't let anyone push you into any direction. This is your decision. And after this positive result happens, and it will, you'll get that, you know, if you're careful, if you play the long game, that's when the Ace of Pentacles comes in, because you've got this plan. And I was seeing that in the Hanged Man. I was seeing you wanting to move and do other things as well. So once this waiting's over, and, you know, look at this coin, you've got money coming in. It's going to be divided up in your favour. It's going to be fair, but it's going to be generous. You know, you've got the Ace of Pentacles, so hold on until you get to the end, because you get a better result at the end. But yeah, again, don't make any fast decisions. Don't make any decisions based on emotion, and really, really look through everything very carefully. Take your time. That's the main thing I'm seeing here. So I have to tell someone all those things. I know that sounds bossy. Don't do this, don't do that. But someone needs to know that information. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Eight of Pentacles. More coins. See, more coins. You see, you've got money coming to you if you're just patient and if you hold out and if you're careful. Okay, so, this is what I'm seeing here. I know I keep talking about this, but I keep on seeing this situation. So, yeah, again, this might be some kind of court case, negotiation, some kind of division of money between you and someone else. So if this is all resonating with you, the message I'm getting here is, it's a very important one. Again, keep your head down. Look at this man. He's totally focused. He's looking at all the details. It doesn't matter how boring it is. It doesn't matter how repetitive it is. And, you know, it is repetitive, because look at all these coins. They're all exactly the same. You know, he's just working on one at a time. He's got his head down. People might come and talk to him. They might come and try and they might come and persuade him to do things. They might get in the way, this and that, but no, he's not putting his head up. He's not listening. He's focusing. So with all that, I think someone is probably going to try and bother you or talk to you or persuade you or something like that. And you have to be like this man. So yeah, I was getting this warning in the World card as well. Don't be swayed. Don't be distracted. Stick to what you're doing. That's the only way you're going to get to this Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles, it's about this beautiful gift, and that's what's going to give you this ultimate freedom to do whatever you want to do when you make this move that I'm seeing in the Hanged Man. So now, I wasn't going to do this, but I think I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to talk about all of these cards together. They're all mixed in with what I'm seeing here and what I want to say. So I'll have to do that. So, okay, so with the Page of Cups down here, he's a kind of fun-looking character, you know, and he brings messages. That's what the pages are all about, messages. But he brings kind of, you know, fun messages, and, you know, he's on the beach, he's having fun, he's dressed up in a kind of a funny way, he's looking at this fish, he's laughing, it's all very funny. It's not very serious. So I think someone might try to persuade you in some way around this thing by being a bit, you know, friendly, fun, happy. They might even tell you jokes, I don't know, something a bit easygoing, laid back, funny, all that kind of thing. Now, I don't know if this person is the same person that you're actually up against, or it might be someone representing them. I don't know. It's someone on behalf of them. It's something around this situation. But yeah, there's some kind of offer, and the advice is, do not take this seriously, because look at this man again. You can't take him seriously. You can't take this page seriously. Look at the way he's dressed. Yeah, so you can't take him seriously. But I know I've been saying this all through this whole reading, but I'm going to say it again. Don't. All I say is don't. Don't. I'm getting all these warnings, and I have to say don't. If I see this, don't talk to this person. Don't take this seriously. Keep your head down. Play the long game. Now, if you're not going through any kind of money negotiation or splitting up assets or anything like that, this isn't for you. This reading is not for you. So please don't try and make it fit something else if it doesn't fit. But if this is for you,